The Unwritten Rules of Fishing Etiquette by Dennis Vander Houwen. Sorry to start this on a negative point, but this is about a bad day on the stream. It was on a sunny Friday when I decided to put off some yard work and get a line wet instead. I was zipping up to one of my close-by go-to streams. It was a nice day, and I wasn't the only one ditching his yard work. So many of the pullouts had somebody already parked in them. Looking at cars and pullouts, I could see the obviously fishermen with rear windows displaying die-cut stickers of Patagonia, Sims, and colorful rainbow trout. Other cars, mostly sedans, are folks out that day for rock climbing, hiking, or they are picnicking families taking a dip in the stream or throwing their dog sticks right into pools of the prime fishing spots. Share the river. Share the river. After many twists and turns up the canyon road looking for a place to stop, I finally spotted a favorite pull-off, but nope, there was a car parked there already too. I couldn't tell if it was a fisherman or just someone having a picnic. I took the chance anyhow and parked. I got out of my car and opened the hatch door on my Xterra. Just as I was getting my first boot on, another car pulls in and two fishermen step out and stretch. They clearly are planning to fish in this same spot. One guy popped the trunk and started pulling out rods and rigging them. The other meanders towards me. With no time to put on my second boot, the guy with out-of-state plates approaches me with a friendly hello. I must quiet my dog, who is triggered now by the stranger in dark sunglasses and hats sneaking up on us. I return the hello. He asks me about the breed of my dog. German Shepherd mix, I say, lacing up my boot. He goes on to tell me about a Springer Spaniel he had, incredible hunter, etc., blah, 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 blah. He then asks me about the fishing and how it's going. I gave him a short answer that this was my first stop. Going further, despite my curt answers, he asked what flies you're using. I quiet the dog again and remain polite. I then go into the whole explanation of Kabari, Tenkara rods, casting, no drag drift, etc. This is usually something I don't mind doing, but this is my first stop, and I more than kind of want to get to the river. He tells me he has heard of Tenkara but never tried it, qualifying that he catches too many big ones using a rod like that. Continuing to go on, he tells me about his trip last weekend on some private water and pulls out his phone. Before I can think of a way to stop him, he shows me some pictures of the monster browns he caught. I say, wow, nice fish. And I try to get the rest of my gear together. This is getting rather ridiculous and annoying. In my head, I'm trying to solve how I'm going to get my dog out of the car and down to the trail without him breaking free and tearing this poor obtuse angler's throat out. I shake my head and come back to reality that I was having a personal, violent fantasy. My dog, for the record, is all bark and no bite. Note that no anglers were harmed, and I'm not hearing voices or telepathic messages from my dog. Getting my second boot laced the rest of the way up, I grabbed my rod in hand, a water bottle on my hip, and I started to get my dog leashed up. His buddy shouts over, "Hey John, are we going to fish or what?" John wishes me a good day fishing, tells me God bless, and he's going to pray for me. He grabs his rod that his buddy brought over, and they start down the trail ahead of me. Wait, ahead of me? I get myself and the dog back into the car and head further upstream, thankful to never see John or his buddy again. I will be honest, the above story is pure fiction, but it is based on several encounters I have had over time. There was also the time that I was once again startled by someone behind me shouting out, "How's the fishing?" To which I replied, "Fishing? I'm not fishing. I'm looking for the body of the guy who startled me last week." Joking aside, people are people and are going to do things that are basically clueless and rude. But anglers should learn and know better. Nobody is perfect, and I suppose we all find ourselves in a situation sometimes of not knowing what the right thing to do is. I like to think that we are all searching for that right thing to do, so I am generally forgiving. It doesn't take more than a season once you start fishing to realize that there are protocols and etiquette points in fishing that we need to learn and try to follow. They are mostly unwritten things that you learn by experience and by applying the not-so-common sense. If only someone could put these unwritten rules into words and then others could share those rules. So, I present to you the now written, unwritten rules of fishing etiquette. Rule number 1. Be thoughtful of others. Always consider others' experiences. Give space both physically and socially, and be overly thoughtful. Number 2, don't crowd parking areas. Avoid pull-offs with more than 2 cars. This indicates overfished areas. When you do park, walk up or down stream a bit and find unstressed waters. 3, respect the early bird. The first person parked has priority, followed equally by the first person on the stream. If someone is ahead of you, let them choose where to fish. You can decide if you're willing to wait. Number 4, limit socializing. Many anglers prefer solitude. Keep greetings short and sweet. The parking lot is an acceptable place to negotiate a fishing plan, but questions about flies, fishing reports, or fishing for secret places is just poor form. Rule number 5, respect personal space. Don't crowd other anglers. Maintain a liberal distance on the stream, at least 2 or 3 runs between you. You may go past another angler. Just go past them again 2 or more runs. Number 6, wade carefully. Minimize water disturbance by wading only when necessary. Move upstream from the shoreline and enter again carefully to avoid fouling the waters. Number 7, avoid startling anglers. Let fishermen fish without interruptions. Don't shout questions. Be mindful of their focus and private time. Number 8, pack out your trash. Pick up your trash and consider picking up any you find. Carry a garbage bag or fill your net. Number 9, educate politely. If needed, politely educate others about etiquette. Lead by example. Use please and avoid confrontations. And rule number 10, apologize when needed. Everyone makes mistakes. It happens. Be the one who is working to do their best. About the author. Dennis Vander Houwen is an early adopter of Tenkara. He lives and fishes all over Colorado. For more information on living simply or approaching a richer way of life with fewer things, check out his blog, Tenkara Path, where you can also support his Tenkara lifestyle by purchasing one of his amazing handmade Tenkara spool fly keepers.